Welcome to Feisty Chess. I'm playing the white pieces on Elite Chess against Dr. Marcolino with a 10-5 game. Okay, we've got a Caro-Kann, and I'm going to play something I've been looking into lately. Panov-Botvinnik Attack. So it ends up usually with an isolated queen's pawn, and since I play the terrace defense as black, it suits me. It can actually transpose into basically terrace reversed. Okay, e6. Yeah, knight f3. Now he has no chance of playing, say, bishop g4 to pin, which is many critical lines there. Okay, now here I take. After knight takes, I go queen c2. Just pre-move that. I'm running to the end of my theoretical knowledge here. I think bishop c4 is the next follow-up after, say, knight c6. If castles, though, I wonder if bishop e3 is worth anything here. There's also a3. I'm going to go with a3. Yeah, I'm not exactly recalling the lines here. I'm not sure about where to put that bishop. Maybe that'll become clear as we go. We'll pre-move that. Okay. Bishop looks good on c4. He always has knight f6 if I try this d3 threat to h7. So I think c4 is a better place for it right now. Okay, prompted him to take. Now I've got two bishops. My center is strengthened. I'm happy. Ready to castle soon. Now I can provoke some weaknesses with bishop d3. Probably not all that weak after h6. I like that this bishop is locked in. I definitely prefer white here. Just noticed, it's not Dr. Marcolino, it's D. Marcolino. I also just noticed the rating is significantly higher than mine. I wish I hadn't noticed. I feel like I play worse, a little bit worse against higher rated players. Okay, he's going to get a knight to f6. We'll just take our chance to castle. If he tries knight to b6, Rook usually wants to be on e1. And I've got knight to e5 ideas. Yeah, knight to e5 looks good. Okay. Considering taking with the pawn. I'm going with the rook. It's a rook lift. It might be lifted a little too far, but I can swing over to h5 and maybe cause a little trouble on the king side. Just say bishop d6, rook h5, g6, I think would be, or no, I'm sorry, h6. It's a little bit of a trap. Okay, the bishop's probably better there. Is it worth swinging my rook over to h5 right now? Seems like it'd be pretty safe on h3. Let's do this. And if g6, I wonder if rook h6. Oh, that can't be good. Okay, I think that's the right move. Just going to go as planned back to h3. It's also guards over c3, which is nice. My queen is a little slow in getting where I might like it to be. I want to go for the immediate bishop h6. No, bishop takes. Takes. I got a rook on h6, and then queen g5 is game over. So let's just keep his queen off this diagonal and shut down any e5 ideas with bishop f4. And we're going to swing this rook into the game next, presumably. I have to be careful. If he goes rook c8, I can't move that bishop immediately. I've got to go queen e2. It's probably a good route for the queen anyway. Good square. Yeah, rook c8, I'll be immediately going queen e2. Problem is, if I move this bishop, he can just grab here because this pawn will be pinned. kind of like this bishop on this diagonal, actually. Taking that e6 pawn, which is protected by one other pawn. Okay. Building up a time advantage. Uncharacteristic. The thing I like about the Panov-Botvinnik, it might not be the optimal way to meet the Caro-Kann, but many Caro-Kann players are uncomfortable with it, which counts for a lot. Okay, this queen wants to go to e2. Keeping things guarded a little better. He's definitely going to put a rook on this c file. He's probably planning on doubling up somehow. You have ideas like bishop b5 here. Okay. Let's go for bishop b5. This rook guarding c3 is quite useful. I really do need to get this other rook off the diagonal, though. Okay, how to deal with this? I don't have any good ways to deal with this, do I? This gives up c3. And give up the bishop if I move my queen. No, not if I go here. But you can simply take, and then this pawn drops. Okay. Yeah, bishop b5 needed a little more thought. Guess I've got rook f3. That looks kind of stupid. Rook f3. Queen f5, for instance. And then my rook just looks really dumb. No. Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to do it, though. Oh, he can also just take on c3. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I don't think that's the best try. Okay, here I'm just losing a pawn. Maybe two. He's still not playing with this rook. That's something. Okay. Down a pawn, probably two. Okay. Get a little bit more of a center now. No back rank issues. All right. Well, hang on to that pawn. There's only a couple minutes left, at least. It's not quite the hopes one would have if it were zero increment game. If rook c2, I guess I'm thinking rook d2 then. Now this bishop is short up. Yeah, we better do that. My king is safe on f2 after a check. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, my king's okay on f2. Trying to make this nut tough to crack. His queen is in my position, but I'm a little... I got a little more space. And if he goes queen h1, I'm kind of hoping for that because I've got bishop f1. And his queen is kind of shut out of the game. Okay. I'd rather tie the bishop down than the queen, I think, to that. So let's go for bishop here. Maybe I can get on this open file. We'll get to b4, cause a little bit of trouble. Going for the pin. Stepping out of it. Putting the clock back on. Okay. I'm going to go for this. In the hopes of snagging that pawn. Okay, hitting a wayward pawn there. Giving white something to think about. It's got those. Let's do it. Let's give him a little more something to think about. This bishop of his is terrible. That's a nice thing. Now he's going to have to make a backwards pawn. Just to hang on to these pawns, I think. We go a5. Possibly run out of time. Oh, queen a5. That's one idea. Maybe we can cause some trouble. I don't want to give him any checks. Just keep that clock running for him. Really like to keep these queens on the board. Now I have a bishop that's actually watching over this. It's not enough. Okay. Let's blockade that pawn. Okay. We've got action. I got to take. Let's just shore up the defense of that. Maybe we can get a little mating threat of our own. Let's make this wild. Maybe that was a mistake. Okay. Okay. I've got some checks to make him uncomfortable. Maybe. I'll win that pawn now. Taking with the pawn won't do him much good, I think. Yeah, this is not resignable. Yeah. Okay. Tough cookie. Tough game there. That was really long. Let's be quick with the analysis. Panov-Botvinnik. Let me start with the opening book here. I know this is the lines I've learned, so let's Get out the analysis board from here. Bishop c4 after castles. White scores well from this. After castles, a3. Okay. Bishop e7. Computer likes bishop c4. That's what I played. It says bishop d3 is better. Computer says dead equal, but I don't know. I still like white's position better. Really, bishop d3 was best even here. No, not here. It doesn't like knight e5. What does it suggest? Let's talk to the computer. Queen d3. Okay. And if rook c8, then bishop b5. I was thinking maybe bishop b3. And then we're going to come back like this. Okay, knight e5, an unlikely mistake. I mean, trade it off. It does like rook takes e5, but it says black has an advantage here. Rook h5, g6, rook h3, bishop f4. Okay, I'm playing the good moves here. Bishop e2. Bishop e2 counters queen e4, queen c6 with bishop f3. Yeah, I gotta go back to b3. I can't let the queen onto the square as I did. Queen f1 covers everything, doesn't it? Queen f1 is not even something I considered. Okay, now I'm really lost here. Yeah, rook takes c3. He can just go for this immediately. I can't. It's not really defending this point because there's a mate if it moves. Fortunately, black missed that. I was able to fight my way back into it, just being down a pawn. Black never went for these other pawns. So I was pretty happy here. It seemed black had a hard time making progress. Queen d3, huh? Maybe I should have gone into an endgame. I feel like that would have been easier on my opponent, though. I didn't see queen a5. I thought he had to go a5. Queen a5 is a nice defensive and offensive move. h4 here. Okay, h4 makes some sense here. Yeah, it makes sense more so right here. Ugh. Yeah, well played here. Okay, bishop takes c7. I should have considered this. Trading off some bishops. I think that would have behooved me. Why didn't I think of that? That actually looks like it would have been more drawish. Now my queen can get centralized. Queen d4. Now it's tough for black to make progress. He does have this passed pawn over here. Suppose he just pushes it, but what if he does? h4, we're just going to try to crack open his king. Queen a7. Okay, I missed that. And I allowed him to put a lot of pressure on both the light and dark squares now. Now he's up 2 pawns. But I was able to swindle off a pawn. Still, it really likes black. Queen takes e4, and then I can win this pawn. And look at this. That's a draw. I missed that at the very end. Queen trade. I should have looked at that. I thought all queen trades were bad for me. I'm only down a pawn here, and this allows me to win one back. At the very end, I had the draw. Okay. Them's the breaks. Okay. Well, that's not how it ended up, of course. I avoided a draw to my detriment and found myself in a losing king and pawn ending. I mean, by the way, this is just losing. I can get to my king to this position, and if he only had the 1 pawn, this would be fine. But he doesn't even need to defend these, actually. I can never take this pawn because that one runs. So we can just wait things out. My king has to come back here, and he just keeps forcing me around. He'll promote one of these eventually. Made in 14, actually, according to the computer. Okay. Oh, we tried the Panov-Botvinnik. It's a feisty opening. I'll be seeing it again. Until then, take care.